Thank y'all for sharing so much with us. I can't help but think of how many folks who are working here, who are sort of sitting and listening and thinking sort of every day about how we can be better. So I'm wondering if you had anything to say to us as folks who work here and we're trying to make the institution better every day. Like, what would you tell us to do based on your experience?
I think maybe like keeping in mind like the major students want to pursue after Guttman, to see like, okay, if this person wants to be in this major, are our classes helping them progress in that major, and what they're gonna need in order to get into that major after Guttman. Because like, I know for CUNY you have to declare a major, so like if you're a liberal arts major here, what can you declare at the senior colleges? You know, even if it's just for a semester, just until you get like the prereqs that you need done for your major, so that way they're like set with, you know, financial aid and stuff like that. So kind of exploring like the common majors and seeing like, are you giving them the best like I guess, how do I say it, like pre-experience before they get into it, and if the classes they're taking is going to be valuable towards that major. I know you can't fulfill all of it, but if there's like a, you know, a common one or something you know, just to see like, okay, this student's really interested in that, let's try to work something out to see like how we can help them, you know, not get discouraged when they transfer because they still have so much other classes they have to take to get it.
I would say, well, I don't know if this exists, but I don't know of it existing. But I would recommend compiling like a catalog or a list of students who transferred to certain colleges and the classes that certain majors or classes that were transferred and what they were transferred at, so that when students are transferring and maybe they're having a hard time evaluating their transfer paper that they received from that other college, maybe that can help them or provide them with some type of security, like, oh, maybe you can go to this office, you know, in the past this class is known for being transferred as a sociology class, and you know, that would provide a little bit of comfort or a little bit of knowledge for students in helping them with that transfer process.
I feel like knowing things, like when I applied to Boston University, I didn't know that they had a Phi Theta Kappa scholarship, and I feel like if I would have known that, that would have been an extra resource I could have tapped into. But like, just like a little bit more, like you said how you said about the majors, I wish there was a way that we can expose them to more majors, because like that, there's not so many. But then it's also dependent on where you're going, you know? So with the career strategist, when people are compiling their transfer list, and it's like some of them are private schools and some of them are CUNYs and SUNYs, I think we should definitely like try to figure out like a nice little data. I think this Phi Theta Kappa's database is the one that helps you figure out scholarships for private school. Like we need to figure out a way, because I feel like I was exposed to a lot of scholarships for CUNY that I was not able to utilize, and I got them on my resume because I still got them, but I can't use them. You know what I mean? So it was like, it was a, how do I call it? It didn't make, yeah. So we'll just like, maybe that would be cool. And just exposing them to more majors and all their possibilities. And we gotta test more rigorous, like, no more study guides, guys. Seriously. Like, use them when you're studying for the test, not on the exam. Nobody does that. Nobody. Like, you should have seen my professor when I told her, I was like, we don't do study guides? She's like, what? I'm like, oh. So, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Just a second, what you said. When I first started my college, my math level was pretty low. I didn't feel that prepared from my pre-calculus class, so I would say like to make the pre-calculus more comprehensive.
Yeah, definitely those like hardcore classes like pre-calc and like even the sciences. Like Hunter takes their sciences to the extreme, and I'm like, whoa, when I'm that serious. But you know, just kind of, I guess, would look at what other CUNYs are doing with their, you know, their core classes or their science classes to see like, does it hold up the same standard that we're holding up here at Guttman? Because, you know, when I got my exam, I was just like, whoa. Because it's like you think you're studying a lot, and then sometimes you're just like, I don't know, I grasp towards like the information that I'm like understanding, and then I forgot to like I'm like, okay, I'm good, I understand this. Like, I was just going through my head of everything I understand, and then I forgot what I didn't understand. And I was like, no, that's not gonna be on the exam. And then it's just like, it's there. So definitely like the test taking, I think will be something to work on here as well. But I feel like the writing was pretty okay writing was really good when I left. But the test taking, I was just like, how do I even start? So yeah.
And they don't care. They just like, dude, you gotta study. You know what the teacher said? She said, yeah, it's 3 months. Yeah, it's 3 months worth of material, but I mean, I lectured it. I videotaped it. The slides are up online. Figure it out. 90 slides each day. 3 classes per day times 4. What is that? Like 20-something slides that I had to study and like make sure. So, you know, get used to it. Like, get used to absorbing a lot of information, and don't try to get away with not absorbing that information, because it will be helpful if you're able to, if your brain is able to do a certain, it's like a 2-liter bottle. You can fill it up all the way, that's great. You know, try to do as much and flex your brain muscles as much if you intend to stay in academia, you know what I mean? Like,
another thing is don't cram too much, because then you're just gonna crash really hard. Like, don't cram it all, and like, you know yourself as a student, just like see what what the material is, and like you have to think like, okay, in order for me to 100% grasp this material, I'm gonna have to put in this much work, not just 2 hours. And then another thing is, there's a lot of resources on your campus. There's like a math center, there's a writing center, and you might have to like make sure you're there earlier so you can get to see someone, because it is a bigger campus. But just don't forget that they're there because they want to help you. And another thing is like emailing professors, office hours. Make sure you highlight those office hours, put them in like your planner or your phone, so you know that you can stop by the office. Some professors are different, some are a little like hard to like help, get help from, but if you keep pushing for it, eventually they're gonna get annoyed by you and they're gonna try to help you. So just, look for those resources as well. Because even though like you felt like maybe you weren't prepared for that class, there's other ways to get prepared for it. YouTube helps me a lot when I had to take exams, if I had math or if I had like a science exam. Watching other people explain it, maybe I didn't get it when my professor was doing it, and just looking for technology is huge, so like there's ways to figure it out online as well. But you have to kind of put in the work too for the grade that you want.